This is an R Media podcast.
My Home Beautiful cover.
Oh, Wendy, you cover model you. This has holes in it. Do you know why?
I don't know why.
It's actually a sugar sifter. I feel like we're on Antiques Roadshow.
It's a great moment. I'm loving this. When you're doing your own home, like the emotion and the idea that you're going to live with this for a really long time puts even more pressure on it.
Absolutely.
And so that honesty is really important.
This episode is brought to you by Luxaflex, transforming homes with beautiful, functional window coverings designed to change your life and lifestyle. Wendy Moore is an absolute force and full of charisma. She was the general manager of lifestyle at Foxtel and the former editor-in-chief of Home Beautiful, a job that I now have the privilege to be doing. This time, we're not talking resumes or TV ratings. We're doing what Wendy does best. We're sitting down, we're having a good old chat and getting properly nosy about the places we actually live in. In this episode, Wendy takes us on an audio tour of her own inner west cottage, from the dodgy fence to the beautiful hydrangeas, the side entrance, the void of light and all. She admits the dream reading nook that somehow has become the dog's bed. She talks about the kitchen colour that she still loves and shows us the freestanding bath in the main bedroom that everyone said was a terrible idea and is now her favourite spot. Our chat is less about the perfect rooms and more about why certain houses just feel like somewhere you want to stay. Let's get into it. Wendy Moore, welcome back to The Edit.
Thank you so much.
As you well know, Home Beautiful, we're known for home tours.
Yep.
Would you take us on an audio home tour of where you live? So if I'm coming over to your place and knock on the door or ring the doorbell and you open the door, what could I expect?
Oh, there's a few confessions in here.
Excellent. My plan is underway.
So I live in Sydney's inner west, so not big blocks, and we bought this.
So do I.
Yes, and they're tight, but it's good. Actually, it was a downsize from the house that we had because we liked the street, and it's a lovely, lovely street.
Yeah.
Our fence, not great. I would ask you to avert your eyes as you walk past the fence and just look at the beautiful hydrangeas at the front instead of the fence that's almost falling down. The house is it's a very traditional house, so it's a kind of early Californian bungalow, so not Victorian, doesn't have all the decorative kind of architecture as Victorian, and it's not very big at the front, so it doesn't have all the decorative Californian bungalow either. It's kind of in between.
Yeah.
So it's a side entry, so you walk down the side and we've got a really nice kind of timber pathway, which I love, and a really nice big front door. I like big wide front doors, and ours, so when you knock on the door opens all the way back on itself, so you kind of So the front of the house is pretty much exactly as it was in 1910. I mean, obviously we've renovated the bathroom and we painted it and all that kind of stuff, but the layout and the brickwork and everything is the same. And then the centre of the house is where it changes. And one of the things about these older houses is that they don't have a lot of natural light. No. And, you know, we've got a north-facing backyard, which is lovely.
Fabulous.
But the further you get to the front of the house, the less light comes in, and it's really hard to get around. So what we actually did, and I love this about the entrance, is when you walk in, you've kind of got a little kind of entryway mudroom kind of thing, and then the kind of casual living area behind it. But next to that is a void which goes 2.5 floors, and so it's just natural light flooding in. So when you walk in, it's very light. It's a very light house. Yeah. Joe Snell, who I worked with on House Rules, he was the architect, and we travelled a lot together. So we kind of worked out what we wanted to do with the house in lots of plane flights and lots of
that's handy
airport waits and things like that. So that was definitely his idea to kind of get that void. And it's a hard thing to do because essentially it wastes a lot of floor space for the second floor, but the light in the house is lovely.
Did you take a lot of convincing on that? Because losing floor space is a big deal, but people don't often realise the benefit.
No, I think it took my husband a little bit to get his head around it, and he thinks he doesn't think in the same way, so it was hard for him to picture it.
Yeah.
My mum didn't get it. I remember when she walked in when it was halfway through being built, and she went, what goes there? And I said, nothing. And she went, well, that's a waste of space. Like, well, yes, it is. But it doesn't feel like a waste. And actually it kind of divides the house. So as you get to that void, you walk down a few steps and it's a big open plan living, kitchen, dining.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably my second favourite place in the house.
Why is it your second favourite?
Well, I love the kitchen. I love the colour.
Yeah.
It's not quite blue and it's not quite green and it's not quite grey. It's kind of a bit between all of them. Definitely more blue than the rest, but it's got a real depth to it. Mm-hmm. It's called Tamas.
Tamas?
Yes. It's a Dulux colour called Tamas. I really love that colour, and I love that it adds so much colour to the whole space because and I found this, open plan spaces are lovely, but if you don't have colour and texture, they can feel really clinical, and it's very hard to get over that.
Yeah.
So I've got a big kitchen island, so that was kind of central.
What's your bench top made from?
It's natural stone.
Mm.
I don't actually know if I would do that again, to be honest.
Oh, why?
I love the way it looks.
Yeah.
And I think now that we've got all these kind of silica-free or engineered stones, I think I would probably do an engineered stone. They're so easy to maintain and they're so, just get a little bit of jiff and you've
So it's the maintenance.
Yeah, it's the maintenance and it's the fear that if I drop a lemon on it and it's never it's that kind of thing.
Oh, my gosh, the panic.
Yeah, the panic. I mean, I love it. I love the way it looks and I don't regret it, but I don't know if I would do it again.
Yeah.
But it's like 3.2 metres, so it's a really big kitchen island, which I love.
Wow.
I didn't want to have any stools at the bench because I wanted everyone, and I was inspired actually by my sister that I really like having dinner at the table.
Yeah.
And so I just wanted that to be the place to sit.
Yeah.
But my kitchen designer, who was Provincial Kitchens, she said, you want to have stools. And I'm so glad that she talks me around because I love it. So we have 3 stools kind of towards the end and I spend a lot of time and the kids spend a lot of time sitting there if I'm cooking or if my husband's cooking.
That's what they say.
And, it's the gathering space and that's what it feels like. And everybody gathers around it if they come around.
Oh.
And then we have a big dining table which is extendable. Mm-hmm. But it's quite an open space, and I wanted to because the house is a little Art Deco of the original house, so I wanted to pick up some of that Art Deco. So the back of the house has got a little window seat. This is my confession and my regret and I don't know why, but the whole idea was we're going to have a window seat that's got a bit of a curve. I like corners in houses. So I didn't want the whole back of the house to open up because then it feels like a corridor. I really wanted corners because they create landing spaces and they feel more intimate. And so I did that and it's got a really nice curve to it. And the idea is that we would have like a bench seat or some kind of sofa in there that is where I would read books because I love reading.
Lovely.
And I would lie there and it's, it's got the magnolia, which I can smell the scent of the magnolia. I can see outside. It's natural. Like that was my dream. And I actually had a park bench there before we renovated to say this is where I'm going to sit. But the reality is I still haven't made the bench seat and it's still not there. So it's still empty. I haven't done it. That was my dream. It's not finished.
Do you stand there?
No, at the moment, the dog's bed is there, so she gets to enjoy it. She loves it. Really
she
sunny.
does.
Yeah, beautiful. So she's getting all the benefit of that. Never got that finished.
So what does your home smell like? Do you have a signature scent? Do you like candles that are scented or not?
No, I don't really have scented candles. I don't like overpowering scents. So I'm more of kind of a citrus person than a vanilla, if you know what I mean.
Yes.
I like those, so probably it's got a bit more of that.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
citrus
what about
and fruit?
The sound of your home? What does it sound like?
It's a very quiet house, actually. I like having music. I'm a bit more noisy. My husband's quiet. So it is a quiet house.
Yeah. And you were saying that the kitchen, dining, living was your second favourite part of the house, which begs the question.
Yeah.
What's
My
your
favourite
favourite?
part? My favourite part was totally, solely a design that I did just for me, which is in our main bedroom.
Yeah.
I have the most beautiful freestanding bath that actually the bathroom connects with the bedroom, so it's not a separate room. So it's a really big space, and we put tessellated tiles as if it's like an outdoor kind of old school balcony, and the bath sits on that, and it's kind of in the centre of the room. And I love having a bath there. And my husband doesn't really like baths, so it was definitely 100% for me.
Yeah.
And I was a bit concerned that I did all of this and designed it around that and then wouldn't have a bath. But I love it. And not so much in summer, but in winter, a glass of red wine, a book, some music, and just sit. And because it's part of the big room, it's just lovely. It's lovely to sit in. Yeah. And sometimes my children will come in and sit on the bed and chat to me while I'm in the bath. And so it's just, that's my favourite space. And I'm so glad I did it. And it felt really over the top luxurious, and people said that it wouldn't work having it open to the bedroom, and it just does. I love it.
Is this your forever home?
Probably not, no.
What makes you say that?
Well, I think practically it's got too many levels.
Yeah.
So I think probably,
fair.
You know.
One day.
You'd probably get a different answer if you asked my husband. I think he'd say that that's his forever home.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to do another project. And
do you have a feeling of what kind, or do you just think there's another one there?
If money was no object.
Yes, I love this.
My dream would be to build an American-style mid-century home, like flat roof, lots of glass, lots of metal, concrete floors, lots of texture, lots of softness. That's what I would love to build, somewhere where nobody can see you.
And is that a style that you have elements of in your current home, or is it a complete departure?
Complete departure. Yes, absolutely complete departure. Like really rich timbers, like maples and things like that. I would love that.
What is it that you love about that style?
I love the simplicity of it, and I love that sense that very little is added to it because everything that it's built with is beautiful. So the decoration is actually the building itself. Mm-hmm. And I love the simplicity of just a single floor. I would have the central kind of space would be the kitchen, living, dining, and then you would have wings on each end with bedrooms. And so particularly as you get older, you can have people stay, and I would love to do that.
Well, if you ever do it, we'd love to shoot it.
Yeah. Well, look, if I
and I sense there'd be a TV show around this as well.
Yeah. Well, I really have to think about creatively, how am I ever going to afford that?
That's a minor issue. Minor issue.
Yeah.
So whose houses do you love going to?
We have some friends that we made on the sideline of AFL, watching our kids play. I love going to their house.
Is it the feeling of their house, or does the design or the look of the house have anything to do with it?
It's got a sunken lounge room that I really like. It's only sunken by a couple of steps, but I really like when we sit in there, particularly in winter and they've got the fire on, it feels like a snug. Yeah. And I like that. Yeah. And it's got a pool out the back. We don't have a pool. We don't have that space in our backyard. So, I like that selfishly. Yeah, I think I like how there's that kind of one central area, and I'm just relaxed in there.
Coming up, Wendy has brought in a beautiful treasure. It's something her grandmother gave her, and she's just found out a brand new use for it. Back in a bit. Oz Design blends style and practicality to enhance everyday living. The new winter collection embraces warm tones, sleek finishes, and smooth silhouettes, offering timeless pieces designed to transform your home throughout the cooler months. Thoughtfully curated, each piece layers comfort, character, and effortless style to create a welcoming, lived-in feel. Balancing form and function, the collection helps you create a home that feels truly yours. Whether refreshing a corner or reimagining your entire space, discover designs made to live in. Explore the winter collection in-store or online with Oz Design. Back to your house.
Yes.
We have another thing we do on the edit,
Yeah.
which is the mystery drawer. I think everyone has that, whether it's a drawer or a room or that spot in their house where there's something that you forgot you put it there or something surprising. So we love when our guests bring in a mystery from their own home, and you've brought something in today.
Yeah, I bought a couple actually. So this is something that I absolutely, or two things that I absolutely love, but they've and I noticed them when, I was thinking about, I noticed them because I realised that I don't notice them as often anymore because they've just become part of that vignette, I guess. So I brought them along because I do actually love them. So this is a tea strainer that my grandmother actually had, and it's silver with a bone handle.
Gorgeous.
And I absolutely love it.
Yeah.
I love it so much, and I use it a lot. And I love objects or products or pieces that you actually use. Like I don't really have special things that I don't use very often.
Yep.
I love that. I love that it was my grandma's. I love that I remember having tea with her and she used that. I love it that it was her everyday item, even though it was quite clever. Like it's tannin stained, which I love.
Yeah.
And I have it on my shelf above my kitchen where I make my tea, but it's become an ornament and I don't use it as much. And probably over the last year I've hardly used it. I go for the convenient new one.
Yeah.
And when I was thinking about it, I thought I've got to start using it again. So I love that, and I just think it's beautiful. And it reminds me of when I compare that to the modern one, of just how much thought and design and time and love went into making that. Yes.
I collect vintage silver.
Oh, do you?
Homewares. I would go so far as to say addicted to it.
Right.
So
love it.
This is just so beautiful. I'm looking at it and it's stamped A1. Do you know what that means?
No idea.
That means it is a really high quality silver plate product. So if anyone listening is interested in buying vintage silver, look for a stamp that says A1. That means you've got a really good piece.
Full of information.
Oh, surprising.
I love it.
But so this weekend you'll be having a cup of tea.
I will. And then I have another item that was my mum's, and I think she got this from her grandmother's. It's a jam spoon. And I have them together, and I love it.
This is adorable. So this has holes in it. Do you know why?
I don't know why.
It's actually a sugar sifter. I feel like we're on Antiques Roadshow.
It's a great moment. I'm loving this.
So this is a sugar sifter used to, as the name suggests, sift sugar. And I have a couple of these that I also find really useful for serving olives. So, you know, when you're scooping olives out of a dish and you've got the oil dripping everywhere, so really good.
You've just changed my life, Elle. I do that with a teaspoon. It's so annoying.
Products.
I'm going to do it from now on. I'm so glad I came.
But this is so beautiful as well. This is absolutely gorgeous. And also, I will say stamped A1. Good job.
Hey, my ancestors had good style.
This could be my favourite mystery drawer so far.
It's right up your alley, obviously. That was awesome. I got a lesson at the same time.
If they weren't so sentimental, I might try and sneak them home with me.
I have one more item.
Wendy, you've got another one.
I've got one more item that I just wanted to show you because I think you would appreciate this. For those who don't know, there is a tradition when you work in magazines.
Yes.
That when you leave, you get a cover made in your honour. And I still have my cover from Home Beautiful.
Oh, I can't wait
and I have it on my wall
this.
In my office. Yes, so I brought it in because I love this so much. It's actually a card. So if I took it out, it's got all the goodbye messages from everyone I've worked with. But yeah, this is my Home Beautiful cover.
Oh, Wendy, you cover model you. This is fabulous. I can't believe in our team I am also known for a catchphrase. I've had an idea. We have the same one.
We have this. I love it. We have to.
Now, I wonder if people reacted to you the same way they do to me, which is a sharp intake of breath, gritted teeth, and just...
Read the subline underneath it.
It says underneath, and other bone-chilling statements.
So yes, clearly you and I are cut from the same cloth.
Wendy, we've had a really great audio tour of your home, and now I know what it would be like if I were to come over. But if I wasn't there, what's a typical day like for you and your family in your house?
Well, I think we're in kind of a period of change as the kids kind of grow up. And I think I'm loving the house because we all have our own spaces, which is nice.
Yeah.
But that downstairs kitchen, living, dining is definitely our social space. Like you come there when you want to be social.
Yeah.
And it's always been kind of where all the great conversations. We do pretty much always have dinner at the dinner table, and I love that. I love the conversations, and it's something that we both really wanted to do, and it's just been a lovely part of our lives. For me, it's changing a little bit. So in the kind of the lounging area, because I haven't put the bench seat in. But what I do have is originally in the original design, the kind of the back part of that room was supposed to have like a European laundry in it, but I just didn't like that.
Yeah.
We moved that and now it's kind of extends from the pantry
What
instead.
didn't you like about it?
I didn't like the fact that it made the room feel like a corridor.
Yeah.
And I didn't want it to be a utility space. I wanted it to be a gathering space.
Yeah.
And so that was probably one of the big ticket items that we didn't really budget for, but we put this beautiful big gas fireplace in and kind of cabinetry around it that extends from the kitchen. So I love that. And that has made – it's done exactly what I wanted it to do in that in winter that becomes the snug of the house.
Gorgeous.
And I'm finding I'm spending more and more time in there alone now, which is that funny kind of stage of life.
Yeah.
But – we've got two really beautiful, I got them, they're Patricia Urquiola, who is my favourite designer, some swivel chairs that we've got in there. And I like that because you can either just look outside, you can face the fire or you can face the kitchen and be part of the conversation everywhere. Yeah. And when I do the bench seat, you'll be able to face the bench seat as well. But now my dog knows that when I sit on that chair or when I sit on the floor and lean up against the chair, that's the time that she comes and sits on my lap.
That's her signal.
Yeah, as soon as I start walking towards that, she gets really excited and runs over and like that's what she loves. So I've found now – you know, we're often talking around the kitchen island. We have dinner at the table every night. But now that's kind of become my little space. And so I'll take a book or my Kindle and I'll sit there against the chair, so often on the floor with my back up against the chair. The dog will be next to me and I'll just read. And I can see outside. I can hear if anyone comes in. I'm still part of the social if anyone wants to chat. But it's a really lovely space. So it's kind of not what I imagined it to be, but it's become something less. It is still a family space, but it's also a me space, which I love.
So in your house, how long ago did you finish it?
Almost 6 years, yeah.
Do you have any renovation regrets? Or anything that now you've lived in it for 6 years, would you change anything?
I don't know if I have any regrets. I wish that we did the landscaping at the same time as we did the renovation because we haven't really – we've got a basic landscape outside. We've got the awful fence that we've never fixed that really bothers me. So I think, you know, you kind of do that big spend when you renovate and then it's really rare to go back and spend again and you really switch your focus to reducing your debt rather than increasing it on things. So I think that kind of it switches your mindset. So I wish I did that at the same time because I think we would have enjoyed that. And I like the spaces, but I think that they could be better if we had have done that. So that's probably one regret. I really regret that I didn't do the bench seat and I really, really need to do the bench seat because it's the place in the home that I always imagined spending time. Yeah. And I think it creates another gathering space. So that's on my list of things to do.
Well, we featured your home in Home Beautiful, of course.
Yes.
So I'll be looking back through the photos to see if I can find
that empty corner.
The corner where the bench seat should be. And for everybody watching and listening, we will leave a link to your home in the show notes.
Oh, yes. Okay, good.
So everybody can have a look.
And just the way that I masked the problem in that shoot is that because when we shot it, it was Christmas.
Yeah.
So I put a really beautiful Christmas tree.
Okay,
right
so we're looking for the Christmas tree.
That's a space, yeah. Hoping that no one would notice that there was something else that should be there. Yeah.
Are there any pieces of advice that you've picked up on over the years that you wish that you had known before you renovated your own place?
What I really learnt a lot, and what I thought I knew more than I did, is the business of building and understanding how best to engage a builder, what kind of contract you should have, what kind of clauses you should have in that. And I think great builders are great builders.
Yeah.
And so if you find a great builder, that's amazing. But I think finding a builder who is good with people, good with tools and good with budgets is a very valuable combination, I would say. And so I think there is a tendency to kind of hand over your house to somebody. I think don't hand over your house. Just keep on top of every dollar, keep on top of every decision, visit the site as much as possible. And there's a lot of things. Yeah, it is. It really is. And there's a lot of things that if you're not there, a trade who isn't sharing your vision, who isn't going to live in the house, will make the easiest, fastest decision to get them to the end of the job. Yeah. And that completely makes sense. And I applaud that in most situations. But there has to be that time where you say, that is not right. Yeah. I need you to fix it. And it's awkward and it's a hard conversation, but you're the one that's going to live with it. Yeah. So you kind of have to pick your battles and decide this one's worth it.
We have a few more listener dilemmas for you.
Oh, good.
Okay, Wendy, we have an email from Sam who writes in, "Hi, Home Beautiful. We're renovating our first home and suddenly there are a million decisions. Tiles, lighting, paint colours. How do you avoid decision fatigue?"
Well, I do think making a lot of decisions up front, both when you're feeling enthusiastic and excited is good. Yeah. And also the decisions you make up front make all the decisions towards the back much easier. Yeah. And I think that comes with starting with the mood board. That's absolutely key because there's so many and you fall in love with so many options. Yeah. You go into a tile shop and that's so beautiful. And if it doesn't work with your board, it gives you an opportunity to go, no, just don't even look at it. You have to be able to edit your choices.
We've got another question here from Leah who wants to know about living room layouts. So she says, our living room layout is awkward and no matter where we put the couch, it blocks something, either the window or the walkway. How do you solve a room that just feels impossible?
The first thing you have to know about a room is the thoroughfares. Yep. How does somebody get from point A to point B? Is this a room that you walk through or is it a room that you walk into? Often you have that space where it's really hard to have a good sized sofa that faces the TV, which is what a lot of people need, without it becoming like a roadblock in the middle of the room. One of the tricks that I use is either use armchairs, not necessarily great. A big armchair can work. That doesn't necessarily work. What you want to do is kind of hide the back of the sofa because it's actually the back of the sofa that becomes the roadblock. Yeah. So a really slim line console that sits at the back of your sofa with a few vignettes and like a basket, a bit of texture is a really nice way to make it not feel like a roadblock.
Okay, Wendy, we have got our Q&A. I'll do the Q, you do the A.
Right.
And it's a quick fire round. So I want to find out more about how you respond instinctively to these questions.
Okay.
So tell me, what is the first word that comes to mind when I say home?
Fireplace.
Oh, good one.
Maybe because it's been so hot, I'm really waiting for cold weather and hot chocolate in front of the fireplace. Yeah.
Absolutely. Divine. Do you have a chaotic kitchen drawer that you'd never show the world?
Oh, if I was living by myself, absolutely. But I live with my husband, so no. There is no drawer that can't be opened in our kitchen. It's quite embarrassing, actually.
No secrets here.
No.
What is your biggest decor regret ever? It doesn't have to be this house. It can be somewhere you lived previously.
When I was a teenager, I decided that I was going to redecorate my room.
Yeah.
And my parents weren't very keen on me doing that. And I thought that I would prompt it by starting to rip the wallpaper, which I really did not like, off the walls. And I thought that would be, well, we have to do something now. But actually I just had to live with the ripped off wallpaper for quite a while. Wow, yeah.
That's not nice.
Yeah, that's probably the big regret. It looked hideous, yeah.
At what point did the wallpaper finally get removed?
Well, I think it actually got removed when I moved overseas and my dad started using the room. Yeah. Yeah. So that was a big fail for me.
So if your home had a soundtrack, what song would be on repeat? Or an artist or a vibe?
So there's a great song that it's by the Waifs, an Australian band called London Still.
Yeah.
And it's kind of a song about being homesick.
Aww.
And so I think that's probably the song.
Is there a meaning to the song or just like the sound of it?
I think for me, the meaning was because it's basically it's almost like a letter home from somebody living in London.
Yeah.
And it was I think it was kind of at a time not long after I had been living in London. And so I really related to it. It's about kind of, I can picture where you are in my kitchen and it's all of that knowing your own home so well.
Yes.
And that familiarity and that yearning for it. So yeah that's my song.
Well, that's beautiful. What is one thing that you splurge on at home and one thing that you always save on?
Bed linen probably is the thing that I splurge on. I really love really good quality bed linen, and it's one of those things that hurts when you pay for it.
I know.
But then you love it for so long. And what do I save on? I don't know. It says a lot that I can't think about what I save on.
Maybe you're not a saver. You just splurge all around. That's okay too.
Yeah. I either splurge or I go without, yeah.
Now, you have seen more homes in Australia than most. So I would love to know from your perspective, Wendy Moore, what is one design crime that you would like to see fixed in many Australian homes?
One of the things that I think I see a lot in selling houses, not so much in Home Beautiful, but in selling houses, is when people don't go with the architecture of the home.
Yes.
And one of the episodes went to air this year where they did exactly that. So they buy a home that's kind of like a 60s home and then they decorate it like it's a Federation home. Yeah. And it's just, you're always fighting the architecture of the home and it never feels authentic. Yeah. And when it doesn't feel authentic, it doesn't feel comfortable.
Yeah. And one question that I know you have answered before when we celebrated the 100th anniversary of Home Beautiful, but what does Home Beautiful mean to you? What makes your home beautiful? So I'm going to answer this in two ways. Home Beautiful magazine for me is probably the personal highlight of my career, I would say, because it's such a beautiful magazine and it's such a beautiful team and it's so lovely to be invited into so many people's homes. Yeah. It is such a privilege. So I think that there's always going to be an emotional attachment to me for the magazine. Yeah. And then I think what makes my home beautiful, it's got to be my family. Yeah. I just like listening to talk. I love listening to conversations. And it's funny because we've got this lovely family that live next door to us and their kids are quite young. Yeah. So, the eldest is only just starting school. And it's funny, we can hear them kind of running up and down the hallway and we can hear them yelling because they want to get out of bed and it takes me back to that time. And I just love the sound of chatter. I love that about my home. And I think that's why I like that it's such a calm home and it's not a noisy home and it's not an echoey home because the sound is always lovely of people talking. Well, Wendy, the sound of you talking has been lovely today. And I can't thank you enough for sharing more about your home and your life and how you see the world. It's been an absolute pleasure having you back on The Edit. Thank you so much. It's so nice to be invited back. I love this magazine and I love coming back to it. So thank you. Oh, Wendy, thank you so much for coming back to chat with me at the edit and letting us in past the hydrangeas and that dodgy fence. I loved hearing how your home really works. The petrol-blue kitchen that turned into an open-plan space from clinical to cozy, the window seat that the dog claimed before you did, my favourite bit, and that very indulgent bedroom bath that ended up being exactly what you needed. What stayed with me the most, though, were the other houses you talked about. The friend's place, where the memories matter more than the menu. Melissa's How Hard Can It Be? A DIY adventure, and Di's collected home that comes alive every Christmas when all the people squeeze in. It's such a good reminder that the homes we love aren't always the fanciest ones. They're the ones that feel so welcoming, slightly imperfect, and full of stories. If you're listening and thinking about your own place, maybe today is the day you look twice at the object that you've stopped seeing. The mug your grandma used, the print you keep meaning to frame, or it could be the corner that could become a snug if you let it. Maybe it's as simple as inviting people over and not apologizing for the mess. That's something I really struggled to do. You've been listening to The Edit, the show about your style and your sanctuary. I'm Elle Lovelock. If you enjoyed this episode, follow the show. I'd love for you to leave us a rating and share it with the person whose house you secretly love visiting. This episode is brought to you by Luxaflex, transforming homes with beautiful, functional window coverings designed to transform your light and lifestyle. Thank you to Oz Design for our beautiful set. Come and visit the experienced team in store and see the collection for yourself.
This is an R Media podcast.